Hello baby girls. Oh, welcome to a new video. That's better. So today we're doing another book haul. It's been a very long time since I did a book haul because I am on a book buying ban and I'm still on a book buying ban. That's why this book haul is a little bit different. So what we're doing today in this book haul is basically my mom went to England and she got me quite a lot of books that I only get when I'm done with my exams, which is May 13th. Write it in your calendars, guys. Put it in your agenda. So as always, I'm going to do it by store. We're going to start with the smallest pile, which is Asda. She got me Past Lying by Val McDermid. So I read Still Life and I ate it up. It was genuinely one of my favorite books of 2023. I read it in December, but like my mom loves her books as well. And then she found this at Asda. She bought another book for herself. It was like buy two and then you get two for £9. But the original price was £5.50, I think. I'm so excited to read this. It's just, I got such a good feel and I was like, just like, also like family feel a little bit of all the characters, which just, I ate up. Then the next store that we're going to is the charity shop. All these books will be hidden from me. Like I do not get them. And then even when I'm done with my exams, I'm only going to get one a day. This is all decided by me, by the way. I just think it would be more fun if I got one a day rather than all of them at once, because I'm also going to be overwhelmed with the amount of new books. My mom got Trust Me by M.T. Logan at the charity shop, so I have two books by him. I got The Holiday and The Mother. I'm so excited to read this. I'll read you the back because I haven't read the back either. Ellen was just trying to help a stranger, giving a few minutes despite a flustered young mother sitting opposite her on the train. A few minutes holding her baby while the woman makes an urgent call, 5 minutes past 10. As the train pulls into a station, Ellen is stunned to see the woman step off the train and rush away down the platform, leaving her baby behind. Then she discovers a note in the baby's bag, 3 desperate lines. Please protect Mia. Don't trust the police. Don't trust anyone. This sounds intriguing. I'm usually not that big of a fan of like babies and children and stuff, but I have been proven that there are a lot of books that do that well. Now we're gonna go on to Waterstones, and these were again two that I had on my list and I was really hoping to find. I actually can't believe I have both of these in my possession right now. I mean, they're not in my possession, but they're in my house, which is insane. So first we got The Kind Worth Saving. So me and my mom both read The Kind Worth Killing, which is the first book to this series. I think it's just gonna be a duology. The Kind Worth Killing was so good, and I have a lot of other books by Peter Swanson so far, just because The Kind Worth Killing actually like threw me off guard. This had been out for quite a while, but it was only out in hardcover, and the first book is in paperback, so I wanted to kind of wait until this was in paperback, also because me and my mom both prefer to read in paperback. And they finally had it at Waterstones. Like, we've been waiting for like a year. I'm not even joking, for a year. I can't really say what the book is about because you have to read the first book first. I don't want to spoil anything, but I definitely recommend the first book. I gave it, I think, a 4.75 or 5-star. I'm not sure. I think a 4.75, but also chef's kiss. And I didn't know that was like a really popular book. Like, I saw it pop up on TikTok like twice, and then I saw a bunch of people like after I read it, I saw it so often on TikTok, and apparently it's like a really popular thriller, which I of course didn't know. And then this had me yelling. When my mom sent me a picture of her holding this book, I actually screamed on the inside. I'm just so excited and I feel so... Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I am so excited to read this. Like, I've only been into my fantasy thing less than a year. First fantasy book I ever read was Akhtar, and that was in May last year. Now it's March. So I haven't read a lot of fantasy just because I'm not sure what I like, but I need to read more so I know what I like. I heard people say that this is really good. It does have a subplot of romance, but people don't think it's that like in your face, and I definitely want to try that because the only books that I have read that were fantasy were romantasy. So I mean, I'm pretty sure this is also romantasy. I'm actually not sure. I've just heard such good things about this duology. Also, I like that it's a duology because then if I read this and if I don't like it, I don't have to buy the second book, and if I do, then I can just buy the second book and that's that. Like, it's not like Akatar where I feel like I'm so behind compared to everyone else, and then also there's more books coming, so like, give me a break. So those were the random books, and now we're gonna go into the works. And I divided them in 3 piles. So we have 2 authors that I bought a lot from, and then I have like a romance pile random section. They're not random, but like they don't fit in with the author piles. These are all like books that I really want to read, so I feel like that's like so amazing, because really I want to make my goal in 2024 and actually just the rest of my life that I really only buy books that I know I really want to read, and that's why I'm trying to lower my physical TBR so much. I think I'll probably go on another book buying ban like later this year, just because I have really enjoyed getting so many books off my physical TBR. Like I don't really allow myself to download books from Kindle Unlimited if I don't own them. I'm at like 170 right now. Like that really needs to go down because I want to have a physical TBR like of an extent that they're all books that I really want to read, because I have books that I really wanted to read like 2 years ago, but now like the hype to me has died down a little bit, so I'm not going to gravitate towards it as much as I would have then, but I already had so many other options, so like I get overwhelmed. And of course it's nice to have such a wide variety to pick from every time I want to read a new book, but it's also incredibly overwhelming. And honestly, like I just want to get it down like under 100. I want them to all fit in my TBR cart, so my TBR cart is an actual TBR cart, because now my room is a TBR cart. So we're going to start with the smallest pile, which is my MJ Arledge pile. The only problem with me doing this book haul right now and then not allowing them to be in my room is that I want to put them in my bookshelf so bad, because it's like a lot of series and like authors, and I just want to put them all together because I know it's just gonna look so good. Because now I have a completed this is the last book that I need. Okay, let's just talk about the book. So Down to the Woods, and this is the 8th book in the Helen Gray series. I have all of them behind me. There's these two right here. There's 2 missing. 3 actually. 3, 4, and 5 are missing because my mom and my grandma are both reading them. Anyway, so this is the 8th book, and this is the last book that I needed to complete the series, and I'm so incredibly happy that I finally have all of them. I've been working on this collection for like 2 years, and it's like insane. And the thing is that I was also really scared to continue the series because I finished book 5, and then I only have 6 and 7. So this is 6, this is 7. And 7 was the first book I read in the series. Realized it was a series, started buying and started reading from the start. I do want to reread this probably. Like I remember this very well, but I still want to reread this. But the thing is that when I'm done, so when I've read this one, then I have to reread. I'm not a big rereader, so I wouldn't even know if I would want to do this, right? And then after that, I would have to wait until God knows how long to get this one, just to get to these 3. Anyway, my mom has said that I might get this like earlier. I might not have to actually wait until I'm done with my exams. I mean, I think it's also purely because she wants to continue the series and my grandma wants to continue the series. I now don't feel like because I want to savor the series, obviously. There's another book coming, but like imagine like this would look so yummy like in my bookshelf. But I'll tell you what the back says. So it says, the last thing Tom Campbell remembers is camping in the New Forest with his girlfriend. Now he is helpless, alone and consumed by fear, hunted through the woods by a sinister masked figure. When Tom's body is found, displayed with grisly relish, Helen Grace takes the case. But before she can catch her breath, a second victim is taken as serial killer is on the loose. Something dark and deadly stalks the forest. Helen and her team must race against time to catch the perpetrator before more blood is shed. But will the hunt take Helen back to an eerie woods, and this time she might not make it out alive? If you have not started the series, I'm literally on my knees begging you to do this, okay? The longest chapter that I've had in these books is maybe 5 pages. On average, they're like 2 or 3. Okay? Got it? And then I got another book by MJ Arledge, my little babe. So this is a standalone. He's only written the Helen Gray series and then 2 standalones, and I now have his entire backlist. Okay? A Gift Worth Dying. So this is also the other standalone, An Eye for an Eye. Adam Brandt is a forensic psychologist. I literally want to be a forensic psychologist. Like I'm literally going to study forensic psychology. I did not know that. I just knew that this was a book and I saw it at the worst and I was like, oh my god, I need that because I want to have all the books that this author has written, because his works are just perfection. Well used to dealing with the most damaged members of society, but has never met anyone like Cassie. The teenager claims to have a terrible gift. With one look into your eyes, she can see when and how you will die. Obviously, Adam knows Cassie must be delusional, but then a serial killer hits the city, and only Cassie seems to know where he'll start next. Against all his intuition, Adam starts to believe her. He just doesn't realize how deadly his faith might prove. These are all the new Frida McFadden books I got. So we have, first of all, Never Lie. I have read this on Kindle Unlimited, but this is literally my favorite Frida McFadden book, alongside With the Housemaid. This is actually so good. If you haven't read this by Frida McFadden, please please do. It's super short. Like, please read this if you haven't. I'm not going to say much about it. And it's just so weird because I never thought that I would have Freedom McFadden's books like IRL, like in real life, like to hold, because I just thought that she would always just be a Kindle girly, but I guess not. Then I got The Teacher by Freedom McFadden, and this is, I think, her most recent release. She just writes books so well, and these are perfect for getting out of a reading slump. And see, here was my problem. Here's my little problem, is that I wouldn't want to read her books on Kindle because I'm obviously trying to get through my physical TBR, but if I was in a reading slump, I was like, well, then what do I do? Now that I have them physically, I can get them both off my physical TBR and get out of a reading slump. I always just go into Freedom McFadden's books blind because I know it's good and I don't want to know anything about it. I don't want to like make theories in my head. I just want to dive right into it and just read it and not even think. Then the next book by Freedom McFadden that I got is The Locked Door. So this one's also been very, very popular. And again, I haven't read it yet because I wanted to wait until I have it physically. Like, I know I still can't read it now, but that's relevant. If I get into a reading slump anytime later this year, I have enough to get out. This one I also really wanted to read because I feel like this one, The Housemaid, Never Lie, and The Inmate are like up there for everyone. And I really still want to read The Inmate, but I'm waiting for it to come out at the works. Not gonna lie. And then the last Freedom McFadden book that I got is The Coworker. So this was her latest release before The Teacher. I've heard some mixed reviews about this, which kind of scares me. Like, people said it was good, but it's not her best and stuff like that. But I really want to form my own opinion as well. The Coworker, like, it's probably like a little work romance, but then a thriller. I don't know, I think, like, I feel like this will be really interesting because it says 2 women in an office filled with secrets, one terrible crime that can't be taken back. I'm also just really happy to have these because she is one of my favorite authors and I feel like I want to support her through more than just my Kindle. This is the last pile of this book haul. Still all the works, but these are more like random romance. They're actually all romance except for one. So let's do the non-romance first. None of this is true. So my mom's a really big Lisa Jewell fan and I have seen so many good things about this book. Like, I've actually only seen people give this 5 stars, and people said this is their favorite Lisa Jewell book. It's people's favorite thrillers. Like, I've seen so many good reviews about this, and I have read Then She Was Gone, because it was really popular. It wasn't necessarily my thing, but I still really enjoyed it, but it wasn't like amazing. But this is, I think, yeah, they're like, it's like a podcast, and I don't know, I just feel like this has such good potential. I'm gonna do these 2 together. Mile High, I can't. So I know The Right Move is still in between these, but they didn't have it. So I was like, well, let mom, she was like, sure, get this one. And I was like, well, just get it for now, because we don't know if like the works is going to stop selling this at any time. And if I need to get the middle one off, I don't know, Amazon or somewhere else, like, that's totally okay. I knew these were thick, but this one's really thick. This one's okay. But how many pages is this? 570. Okay, queen. I have seen people give this series 5 stars, especially the middle one. Like, of course I don't have it, but like the middle one, is like actually people's all-time favorite, but just this series in general. It is a hockey romance. That's interesting. I haven't read a hockey romance in a very long time. I think the last one I read was Icebreaker. I almost bought these on Amazon when they were only 11 euros because I thought they couldn't get cheaper, but of course I'm just gonna wait for all the popular books to get to the works, and only then I'm gonna get them. So if I'm late to trends, that's why. And then the last book of this entire book haul, which I'm also so excited to read, and I'm so mad that I can't read it right now because it's so popular right now and everyone's reading it and I want to know what's going on. That is Bride. Literally everyone and their mom is reading this, and I've seen so many good reviews about this and about other stuff about the book. I've seen a lot of quotes. I hope this will be my thing, but a lot of people thought this wouldn't be their thing and it ended up being their thing. But this cover alone, those were all the 15 books that I actually am not getting. So yeah, but I'm super excited to read them when I'm finally done with my exams. And I will probably go book shopping immediately the day that I'm done, or somewhere that week. So I'll probably do another book haul then, so you can be excited for that. My camera is literally running out of storage, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you're still watching, comment this little emoji here, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.